morning. Good morning. You know what I thought about? When I was listening to the music, I was running back from the kitchen. I was like, it gives you like a race against time type of feeling. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like in a faraway galaxy, in another planet. 5 space rangers made their way across the. Oh man, listen, I gotta hype us up. Oh, you know what? The questions are right here. All right. So good morning, family. Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, TikTok. Good morning, IG. I need to put a post-it note to make sure I hit everybody. Good morning, all social media platforms, Twitch included. Disclaimer, Instagram, I like to apologize to you guys. Don't know why. I mean, we've been doing this for like 6 months now. We still can't see your comments. And I'm to a point where I don't think we will ever see your comments. So I apologize for that. This week, Tamaya is actually going to be still in the show. I'm just doing our normal intro and, you know, my bitter back and forth with Shanice. But Tamaya is actually going to be doing the Q&A with our special guest. So our special guest is actually a great friend of mine. Me and David been friends since high school, about 10, 15 years now, right?
No. Oh man.
But David is a chef, entrepreneur, dad, you know, been married. So it's a lot we could talk about. We're gonna really focus more on the chef side and entrepreneur side of things, how you got started, you know, what you cook, how food affects your health and things like that. I always like notch the intros for my guests. So David, if you want to give the real spiel, then it's all yours.
Well, like you said, we've been friends for a long time. Again, my name is David Harmon. I'm a chef, a drummer, carpenter, handyman. I do a lot of different things. But yes, I was married, but now I'm separated. So I'm in that part of the journey of my life. But I have 3 beautiful kids, Caleb, Carly, and Janelle. And just love being a father. I'm around them like 85% of the time. So that's pretty much where my time is spent. Unless I'm like working or gigging or something like that. But I just love to cook. Me and my father did 20 plus years in the military for food service. So growing up, I kind of became his sous chef in the house. So that's kind of where my love for cooking started. So that's just a little intro of how I got, you know, the feel or wanting to be a chef.
Cool. All right, Tamaya, it's all yours.
All right, great. Let's get started. So, what inspired you to become a chef, and how did you get started in the culinary industry? Well, you just said that it was with your dad, but tell us a little bit more about it.
Okay, so like I said previously, yes, my dad was the one who got me started. It didn't start well. I remember my mom and dad were gone, and it was just me and my sister at home with my nieces. And I don't know what I was trying to. I think I was trying to heat up leftovers or something, but I didn't want to use the microwave, so I put plastic on the stove, and the 5 people had to come. So that was my first actual cooking experience, like trying to use the stove. I was 10 years old, so yeah. So from there, my father was like, "Well, if you want to cook, you know, this is what you do, and you know, I can teach you and stuff like that." So. Sorry, that's my cat.
Hey, listen.
He want me to pet him right now. I'm sorry, but
Was that like a moan?
He literally looked at me and did that. Like looked me dead in my eyes and did that.
I thought it was a sound effect. I was like, oh, and then you stopped and looked. I said, oh, that's a cat.
You're like, okay, well, we apologize for the interruption.
Yeah. Sorry about that. But yeah, so from there he kind of took me under his wing and you know started showing me little things. The first thing he taught me how to cook was fried pork chops, rice, and gravy with any kind of vegetable like broccoli, corn, or because that's my favorite meal. So that was the first thing he started with.
Just broccoli and corn?
Nah, I said I said fried pork chops, rice
Oh,
gravy with like corn or broccoli
all
or
right.
spring.
I just heard the broccoli and corn followed by that's my favorite meal. I got really
Uh,
confused. I'm
uh,
sorry.
all right, so yeah, so what got me into the culinary industry was the pandemic. I think because I before I got like over 15 years of clerical administrative assistant work on my resume. So I had been doing a lot of front desk work. So when the pandemic hit, my contract wasn't really hiring for those positions. So I had to find a way to make ends meet. So following my entrepreneurial brother here, KP, you know, he was just like, bro, like you cook, bro, like your food good. Why don't you, just go into meal prep and stuff like that? So that's where Soul Food Selections was created.
Okay.
So that was just the beginning, and the story that got me into it.
Okay. Gotcha.
Mhm.
So, what is your favorite ingredient to work with? Like, what's your go-to? Like, you gotta have this ingredient in everything because it make it pop.
For me, Ali, I don't know if it's because I'm from Maryland or if I love crabs, but it's Old Bay. I use Old Bay and everything. So sometimes you can taste it, sometimes you can't. But yeah, I use Obey and everything.
Old Bay hit different. I don't know. Like you said, it might be a Maryland thing, but Old Bay makes everything pop. It makes it taste better.
Yeah, for me, that's
I mean,
just
that's crazy.
you never have.
Um, I have, but I don't really use it like that.
Uh,
You
well,
never had Maryland crabs?
No,
Not crabs. Have you ever had Maryland
well,
crabs? This is it's a
no,
specific thing. That's
no.
why. Go come to Maryland
yep,
and have Maryland crabs. Shanice, you got
right.
a question.
Oh, someone has a question.
It's for Shanice.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
Hmm.
Um,
Do you know?
look, yes, I do. Um, it's the Elevation Academy mentorship though. Send me a private message and let me know if you want something specific because we do, personal credit, business growth, and a whole lot of other things that are probably that you'll probably be interested in. But I want to, kind of see um, where your mind is right now. But yeah, we do have a mentorship.
Coolio. All right. So, can you describe your cooking style and philosophy?
So I would go with comfort food. Comfort, or I guess you could say like a southern because it is soulful selections. But one of my hits I would say is like my everybody loves my Alfredo. Um, but mostly everything else I cooked is pretty much soul food or kosher food.
Okay. Okay. So, how do you keep up with new food trends and incorporate them into your menu? So, I see crazy stuff like crunched up Takis on top of macaroni and cheese, which I don't want that, but people
Hmm?
like. Do you do that kind of thing?
So not really, not too much. I just try to do typically normal southern meals and just try to add a soulful part to it. Like I have something on my menu where it's like deep fried ribs. It's some so I guess to answer the question, I watch a lot of shows, cooking shows, because like I didn't really go to culinary school. I did a lot of training with my father, so I'm more of the home cook field, which as I've seen, are those are the chefs who are really starting to be more exploited and really pushed out there now because a lot of people are tired of the fine dining. They want more of that homey feel. They want more of that my mom made this kind of feel. So I just try to keep that in mind. So like I said, I have like a fried rib where I could do pork or beef depending on what you eat. I do serve some Muslims. They don't really like the pork, so so I do a beef rib where I take it and I base it in like Italian dressing and put some other seasonings. Not gonna give my secret out, And then
Obey, obey.
Obey is one of them. Obey is definitely one of them. And then let it marinate, and then the next day I'll get it, and then try to put in some milk and eggs and with some again the seasonings, and then I'll let strain it, and then I'll put it in the grease at about 400, 375, 400. Fry it up a little bit, get it nice and crispy, and then I'll put it in the oven and let it make sure it finishes cooking all the way through, so I don't overcook it in the oil. It takes about 45, 30 minutes to make sure it's like well done. But if I prep it well, I could make it in about 25, 30 minutes. But the plan was to get a food truck and to have that on the food truck. But one thing that I learned getting into the industry is that you can't trust everybody. KP can attest to this. I got with this lawyer. He pretty much took everything, set me up real bad in a position that I'm still paying for today. So, word of advice is just do your research on who you work with. Just try to make sure that people you're working with really have your best interests and aren't just trying to get what they can out of you. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that kind of, it probably ties into the question about like your biggest culinary challenge. Like, how did you overcome it? So
Mm-hmm.
it sounds like it goes with that question. I don't know if you want to like share more or how you're overcoming it or what.
Sure. So God is how I'm overcoming it.
Great.
That's the main thing. But mainly just trying to like I say, I do a lot of different things. Like my Instagram name is Dave Joke because I'm a jack of all trades. My friends make fun because they say, "What can I do?" Because I literally try to do everything. So in the meantime, I'm just trying to. I cook. I'm actually playing in this band now. We actually opened up for Jill Scott for Mother's Day, so that's gonna be fun. Supposedly, I'm on the record. We haven't signed anything yet, but that's something they're talking about. But we do. We had our first show on Monday, and that was a paid gig. So I just been trying to just find other ways, because culinary hasn't been my most profitable. It was when I first started and everything was booming. Everybody was getting their refund checks. Everybody was getting them stimulus checks, so they had a little extra money to spend. But now, since everything kind of slowed down, so has the business. So I just been trying to maintain connections, build connections. Still I did a catering event for Virginia Tech um, over the summer, which was beautiful, which got me a connection to where I'll be doing their next event as well coming up. I believe they said in May. So just trying to build connections and like I said, learn from that mistake and make sure I put myself in the right predicaments or right situations with the right people.
Okay.
I got a question. It's in regards to the networking that you just said with Virginia Tech. So like in the culinary industry, like I'm not too familiar with the industry at all. Like, how do you go about network? I mean, obviously you got to cook, but how is there like a specific method that you use to like promote yourself or to like go network with other chefs, or do they have like chef events? Like, I'm new to this. I'm not not joking around.
Yeah, so I mean, the best way to market yourself is 9 times out of 10 is having a beautiful presentation on your plate. That's the number one thing. That's the first thing everyone says. Like, they want to make sure that your presentation is on point. Then the next thing would be probably having a business card, because those are the first two things people ask. They want to see pictures of your food and they want to see how they can contact you. So having business cards and having pictures ready that look amazing are the first two things. And then the next thing is just you should know this part of being a personable person, just being able to talk and just have conversations with people and let people see, the real you and how human you are and things like that. So those would be the three keys I would say as far as networking goes for culinary.
Now it's funny that you say being personable, because like one of the most popular chefs is an asshole. So it's like,
Well, Gordon Ramsay,
yeah,
that's on his show though. If you get to know them, he's a really loving person.
yeah. See,
I feel like persona on the show that they do have to create some type of appeal to make people want to watch.
Right.
But and I feel like all chefs in the kitchen are assholes.
Yeah.
Like like you in in the kitchen, that's their job to be an asshole because you want the food the way you want the food. It need to come out on time. Ain't no gagging. You better not burn the food. You better not undercook the food. You know what I mean? You got to be like that because
Sounds stressful.
it's almost like the same thing with musicians. Like being a chef is definitely an ego driven job.
Mhm.
You definitely have to have confidence. You definitely have to have a bravado about yourself. Like I'm the shit, basically. So that's where that comes from. But like when you meet people like off camera, when you get to talk to them, interact with them, they're beautiful people, like, and they will really talk to you too.
Now, what
I
about
heard that too.
what the chefs are mean?
No, like Gordon Ramsay in particular was really nice. If outside of working,
If you meet him anywhere
Yeah.
outside of the kitchen, he cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cause I never forget when he put the bread on that lady's face and said, "What are you?" and told her she was an idiot sandwich.
Oh my god.
She said, "You an idiot." He got 2 pieces of bread and said, "Well, what are you now?" And she was like, "I'm an idiot sandwich." I was like, "Bro, what?"
Yeah, bro. That's the show, bro. I feel like that's scripted, honestly. Some of that be scripted, bro. I feel like
I hope so, cause you put 2 pieces of bread on my face and tell me to say I'm an idiot sandwich. It's gonna be an idiot lawsuit. 'Cause I'm
it fit
swinging.
your face.
All right, I'm. That was it. That was it for me.
Okay. So can you walk us through the creative process of developing a new dish?
Okay. Well, like I was saying earlier, one thing that I like to do is watch the Netflix shows and things like that. So I honestly just try to watch different shows, get ideas from that. Um, so then once I do that, I'll see, of course, like I said, Obey is gonna be included, but I'll see what different flavors I'm trying or that I want to taste, and then I just go ahead and do it. One thing, I'll give it a little secret. A lot of the ideas that I get is from my daughter. My daughter Carly. She's like, "Daddy, can I have steak Alfredo?" And I'm like, "Steak Alfredo?" Like, yeah, she's like, "Your Alfredo's good, but I want some steak." So I made her some steak Alfredo, and now I make steak Alfredo.
That's tough. Cause
Yeah,
a lot
right.
of Kaya ideas don't make sense. Like waffle cereal. With I'm not making you waffle cereal.
What? They got waffle
No, she's
crisp.
talking about like waffle in her fruity pebbles. Yeah.
Oh.
At least do it with cereals that make sense. Like maybe cinnamon toast crunch, I guess. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't do so yeah. But
Yeah.
being a chef, I guess you gotta have more of an open mind to stuff. Plus you'll know how to make the Old Bay work.
Yeah. But yeah, like I mean, I don't know. My dad says because I'm a smoker, so my dad just be like he call them like high meals. Like you just be high and just come up with something. Because one thing I used to make while they was at work, my mom used to buy like this cream of chicken, and then she would have like the can of shredded chicken. So I would take both of those, mix them up, season them up. This is before I started using Obey. So I didn't use Obey with this, but I started mixing them up, and then it kind of made like this thick chicken stuff that I would put on top of rice, but it was delicious. Like my mom would come home and eat it and be like, "You made this?" I'd be like, "Yeah." She'd be like, "All right, now I got it." So what happened was my mom would start giving me assignments like, "All right, I'll be home at 5. You need to take this out and have this ready. So when I come home, this all I got to do," type stuff.
Mhm.
So my mom and my dad really, really are my driving force. They really was like, we need you to cook. Cause I cook, but I mean my sisters can cook. I'm not gonna say my sisters can't cook, but I have been elevated to the family chef. So it's
I
nice.
got I got another one because you said that. Now, and this might not apply to all chefs, but for specifically to you. So, like, because you're a chef, do you like cooking like everywhere? Is it like a family reunion or at home or all the different places when you go to your parents' house? Do you enjoy cooking all the time, or is it like, man, like I'm not at work right now, I really don't feel like being the chef 24/7?
I think it has its days. Because there are times where I just wake up and I be like, yo, I'm about to just cook, like and just cook. So I think I have a natural love for cooking. I think it's when it's to the point where it's like I had a long day, or it's just a lot on my mind right now, or it's just, or the person that asked me to cook really didn't got on my nerves, and now they ask me to cook type. Like,
Like
like
myself.
that's the only time I don't like the only time I don't feel like cooking. But I think it's because of the kids. Like me being a single father and my daughter always wanting home cooked food. I don't think I have a chance to ever be like, yeah, I don't feel like cooking because
It's a McDonald's Wednesday.
I try to always feed them. I do. We definitely McDonald's it up because they like McDonald's. But after a while, I'm like, nah, we not eating McDonald's today. Like, you gonna eat this real food. And I'm also trying to train my daughter. Like, I mean, I hate to say it like this or like say train like that, but I'm just saying, when a woman gets in a relationship, the man is always like, what you want to eat? You know what I'm saying? So I took it upon myself as a father to not put my daughter in that situation. I don't care what my son want to eat. We gonna have what my daughter want to eat, because when she grow up and her husband or her boyfriend asks her what she want to eat, she gonna know because her daddy always asked her what she want to eat. You know what I mean? That's just my thinking. That's just how I took it upon myself as a father to do. And she really always knows what she wants to eat. It's never a time I ask her and she like, I don't know. She like Chick-fil-A, Burger King. I want you to cook.
She like food.
Like,
Hey, she just like food.
she likes to eat, so she always knows what she want to eat. So I love that about her.
Okay. So what kind of advice would you give somebody who wants to become a chef?
Make sure you love cooking, because it will, like you say, it does. It can get tiresome because you got to wash dishes. I think that's what it is.
Wait.
It ain't the cooking, bro. It's not the cooking. Cooking ain't really no energy, bro. You play some music, you know what I mean? You put some music on, you get your wine or whatever you like to do and just get in your zone.
No.
But I all that, oh,
Hold on. He said it's not the cooking, it's the washing dishes. So you never get tired of cooking. You just, after you finish, you look at your sink like, damn.
yeah.
I gotta clean this shit.
But
you got kids,
you
man.
might
Listen, you gotta, hey.
like, ooh, I got the music going. You finish, you make your plate, and then you like,
Delegate the task. Hey, listen, we got one kid put the dishes up, one kid put the dishes in.
yeah.
Delegate them tasks, man. That way, look, it's as the parent, we have to cook for them. We got to cook for the kids. So it's like the least they can do is wash the dishes. Rinse it. Even Kaya know how to wash her dish off. Kaya finish eating, she go get the step stool. She don't wash it. She just knows how to rinse the water, get all the sauces and stuff off, and then puts it in the dry sink or the wet sink.
Maybe AJ handed his dish to a sibling.
I'm
finished.
Yes, that's what I say. Just make sure you love that part. Just make sure you realize you're gonna have to wash some dishes, or pay somebody to wash some dishes.
Future chefs. But let me say this: future chefs. Anybody watching this in the future, if you're not watching this live, if you're inspiring to be a chef, know that washing dishes come with it.
But for real though, people think that's like nothing though. But that's why you see a lot of kitchens ain't clean, or that's why you see, like, if you go into a lot of kitchens, it's like dishes and stuff all over the place, because that's the part that really people forget about.
Yeah,
like you really gotta consider that part. So that's one thing I would say. The other thing is, remember that it's seasons. I think this goes with life though, but just remember it's good and bad. There's gonna be times where everybody ordering. There's gonna be times with people like, I'm going to a real restaurant. Because a lot of times people discredit home chefs. I mean, I know, like I said earlier, now they becoming more and more prevalent, but you still got people who like, all right, I'd rather go to a restaurant. So I am trying to work on the storefront and everything like that. So I wanted a food truck, but I just feel like at this point, the way the pandemic it has plagued everyone and made spaces available, I feel like I should take the opportunity to try and get a storefront while things are in their current situation. So I am working on that. But besides that, just make sure you love cooking. I mean, that's really all it is. Cause you could deal with people all day because you're gonna have to deal with them in your regular life.
Mm-hmm.
So I I really emphasize the part of cooking and dishes. Love cooking and have patience with the dishes. Because I remember, like I said, I had to cook for Virginia Tech. That was like 100 people. So I mean, it was 6-7 pots I'm washing by myself for real. Along and then, big pots, and then you got the utensils and stuff like that. So either make sure you can hire somebody or just make sure you love doing what you're doing.
Okay, so the next question is, how do you balance creativity with practicality in the kitchen?
Remembering that everyone does not have the same palate. Remembering that some people like things salty, some people like things spicy, some people like things a little bland. So just trying to be original and bring my flavor to it, but also keep in mind that it's high blood pressure and diabetes out here as well. So those are two.
Okay. So can you share with us a memorable moment in your culinary career?
Okay, well, I shared the first one, almost burning down my house. But I would say that the most memorable so far has been the Virginia Tech opportunity for me. It was the biggest so far. It was for a big university. So that was I got to cook for different people. I made my first vegan meal. They wanted vegan Alfredo.
How many people were at the event?
I was for 150.
Okay. Was it like a graduating class, or was it just like something that they
So I
hosted?
come to find out it was for like an off-campus program for like their seniors in high school that are like
Oh,
coming to the
the campus visits.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, it was like a banquet. It was like a little banquet because they got some award. They was giving out awards for like seniors and like scholarships and stuff like that to the university.
Oh, okay. So, but it sounded like a privately held event, just so happened to be at Virginia Tech.
Yeah, so it was off campus at Virginia Tech. It was a Virginia Tech program. It was just all like at a community center.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
UMD. It's like going all. It's like a city.
yeah. Like University of Maryland has something that PG County Rec Center.
Yeah, I got you.
Gotcha. You know.
All right.
So that's the biggest one.
Okay, so what's your favorite dish to cook and why?
That pork chops, rice, and gravy with string beans because it's my favorite dish.
With Old
I don't
Bay.
even
With Old
honestly.
Bay.
I honestly don't even know where or how that became my favorite dish. I know my mom cooked it a lot when I was little. She used to make like smothered pork chops. So that's I don't know. I just love pork chops with rice and gravy. Like I can literally eat that like 3-4 days out the week and not have no issues.
What are you cooking?
So,
What do you cook? Like, if that's not available, let's say, what's your second favorite dish?
Alfredo, chicken Alfredo.
I've never been fond of Alfredo. My entire family loves Alfredo. Jazz will cook up some Alfredo. They be in this jump. They'll devour the whole pot. She make the big pot of Alfredo. We have no leftovers, but I just can't really get into it. I don't really like the Alfredo flavor. Like I don't. It's not like it's not like a desirable flavor to me.
Yeah, I feel you. It's definitely an acquired taste.
Yeah, I think you made Alfredo for me one time, and I was like, "Yeah, this ain't it."
I did not make Alfredo for you. I made salmon for you, and you crushed that.
That's what I'm saying. I always eat the salmon. I tried to mix it up, and I was like, "Yeah, let me just go back. Let me get them salmons. I just need the fish every time." I ain't know he was gonna obey on that. That's probably why. Oh, see, to Marylanders, Old Bay is like crack, y'all. You know what I'm saying? It had you coming back. It's like that's probably what Chick-fil-A's secret ingredient is for real, is that Old Bay.
Oh, babe.
It keep you coming back, man. Listen, Old Bay is that good. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is though. To me, I mean, it's not.
If you in the Carolinas, or if you in the middle of nowhere in a state that nobody knows where it's located, such as Missouri, then you don't understand the value of Old Bay. You know what I'm saying?
That was real smooth. Thank you.
That was so unnecessary.
I be
Right.
finding my own life, and here he go.
Right.
Got to listen. We gotta do it for clips. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
When we do the lives, I gotta let the live know. Be like, yo, I did this for YouTube clip purposes only. You know what I'm saying? Y'all will see it in a second.
Right.
Okay, so how does food affect your mood, your overall like mental health? The food we eat.
Okay. Well, so for me, like I said, if I eat pork chops, rice, and gravy, I'm in a great mood. But but nah, for real, like for me, it's just it's big because I do suffer from bipolar disorder, and I had to go to anger management and all that type of stuff. So I learned word association and how to associate my feelings with my thoughts, and instead of being angry, try to be disappointed, and instead of being sad, just try to be slighted or something, just something like that to change how I reacted to how I felt. So one thing that I learned was that just find cooking, my favorite meal. Like I said, the cooking the Alfredo, or cooking Old Bay wings, or just things like that. There's things that just take my mind off of what I feel at the moment might be stressing me.
Mm-hmm.
Like one thing that I'm realizing that I'm starting to be craving sometimes is like steak and home fries, or like potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
So the other day I was having a real rough day. I just went to the grocery store, bought me some steak and potatoes, cooked them up, and I felt a lot better afterwards. So I mean, it just depends on how you decompress. And for me, cooking is what I love to do. So it's easy for me to decompress and just put my emotions in my plate and have it taste delicious.
Do you feel like? Oh, look, Shell just asked the question I was gonna ask. Like, do you feel like depending on your emotion at the time that you cooking comfort food for that night or something? So let's say like around 2:00, you ain't deciding what you want for dinner, and then something just makes you overly happy or overly excited, and it's like, this is now I want this. Or if something makes you like super depressed, and it's like, you know what, instead I want this. Like, is that a thing?
Yes, it is a thing, because sometimes people will use that and say, I won't eat that. Like if something blows them,
Yeah.
like say they had something happy, right? Some happened to them that made them happy. They're like, ooh, tonight I'm going here, blah, blah, blah. And then literally 20 minutes later, something blow their day, and they're like, you know what? Like, I ain't even hungry no more. And they won't even eat. So I think depression plays a huge part or mental health plays a huge part in food, because mental health will cause you not to eat sometimes.
Yep.
It'll cause you to overeat sometimes, where you only eating ice cream, or you only eating cheese, or whatever your fix is, or you only eating candy. So it definitely is important to try to, like I say, word associate, be a little more in control of your emotions, so that even if you don't eat what you were gonna eat, you still eat something.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like even if it's just crackers and juice, instead of just going without eating all day or something like that. Just try to keep in mind that your body does need fuel, and food is fuel.
There you go. What about soul food? Let's talk about soul food. I know you got a couple more, but I'm kind of deferring a little bit.
That's cool.
Is because you're soul food, soul
So
full.
like
Yeah, soul full. So is it like certain types of food, or do you feel, obviously the answer is going to be opinion based, but do you feel like there are certain foods that really uplift you? Like, are there feel good foods out there?
Yeah, And I also think, like you said, it's to the person. Um, if they see it on your menu, you hope they see it on your menu. But for some people, it will be on your menu. So that's why I try to have a wide variety of different foods. Like I make teriyaki, I make Alfredo, I make fried food, I make baked food. You know what I mean? I make vegan food. So I try to incorporate as many different cultures. You know, there's no pork on one side of the menu. There's all pork on one side of the menu. So I just try to incorporate different values and different ethnicities, different cultures into my food, and just try to keep that in mind because I got the name Soulful Selections because I want my food to do something to your soul. So I do feel like the food that I'm making has my soul in it. So I hope that it does uplift. You know what I mean? Like you might be having a bad day, but you eat one of my Old Bay wings and you like, yo, like I need some, like you know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? I'm about to turn up now. Like yeah, I'm back. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm hoping for.
So you feel like that's good. That's good. That's real good. Do you implement any mumbo sauce in any of your meals?
Mumbo sauce
Yeah,
for
I know the
me.
ladies probably don't know that that's a DC native sauce, but
Nah, I use yum sauce though. Not.
you use yum yum
I
sauce.
think, yeah, in certain dishes,
Oh,
I
come
use yum
on,
yum.
man! You can't use them and not us. You don't use the mumbo.
First of all, the capital city mumbo sauce is not good to me, so I'm
It's
not using.
not good at all. I'm glad you said that. It's not, and I apologize because yeah, we're gonna have to clip this out on YouTube. Definitely can't put that one on there.
But I'm
But
sorry.
it's yeah, it's not the greatest.
That's just my personal opinion. I do have a podcast, sport podcast. It's called My Humble Opinion, and that's my humble opinion on that sauce. I do not like that mumbo sauce. If I'm not getting it, hey, time out, bro. How you gonna say that when we get mumbo sauce from the carryout? It's all yum yum. They all yum yums.
No, the yum yum sauce is the yellow sauce from the Japanese hibachi places.
Yes, and
Carry out,
mumbo sauce is Chinese from the Chinese
right?
carryout.
But that's not yum yum. That's mum mum.
But
Mumbo.
they all Asians, brother.
They are all Asians, but it's a difference between the Japanese sauce and the Chinese sauce. It's different.
Hmm.
I understand, but you said it, bro. You're not gonna support us, nigga. That's not us. They all Asians.
Mm,
Yeah, well, I meant when I said us, I meant DC because
mm.
the Asians in DC are different from the Asians in Florida. Because I can tell you that much.
Okay,
You know,
but we got, and I'm in DC with the yum yum sauce and the mumbo sauce. So I mean, what you want me to say?
I'm in Florida with just the whatever they gave us because it ain't yellow, it ain't red. It's a
Uh,
dirty brownish color, and I'm like, what is this?
but,
You know, like no, I know, like not good. Thank you.
oh man. Okay, I'm sorry. The KP keep getting off.
I just like I just like to laugh.
I know.
I think we having special guest AJ up here. Is he popping up?
No, that was Anthony.
Oh,
Uh,
got excited. My
It's-
dog was about to show up.
cat mad at me.
All right, it's
All
back
right.
to Tamaya.
So, what are some healthy? Well, no. What are some tips for healthy eating on a budget? I struggle with this.
So a healthy eating on a budget. So it depends on. So what? Since you struggle with this, let's do you for example. What type of veggies or fruit or things do you like to eat?
So, I like to juice, and I like to use pineapples, ginger, kale, maybe like green apples, just different types of juices, carrots, all that kind of stuff. And then I
Mhm.
like to eat sweet potatoes quite often, broccoli quite often, peas. I'll do chicken, I'll do salmon, and then I'll also do like steak every once in a while too.
Gotta get that protein. Gotta get that protein. So my suggestion would just those are all great things actually. So if you're on a budget, try to buy in bulk. That would be my biggest suggestion because that way you may be spending a little more, but it's lasting longer. So over a 6-month span, you're saving. You know what I mean? Because you're not going to the grocery store every week or every 2 weeks. Instead, now you're going once a month or twice a month because you're cutting down and buying in bulk. So that would be my first suggestion. If you already have a particularly healthy sounding diet or healthy diet, then buying in bulk is always my number one preference. But if you're not eating healthy at all, like you just eating out, you eating junk food, you know what I mean? You're going here, Rock and Toss or McDonald's or
Rock and Toss.
like, that's a new place they got out here, bro. That's like Seafood Boys.
I never.
$75.
Is that everywhere? Shanice, they got those in Missouri?
Yeah.
I never heard of it. They might not have them down here yet. They got them down there, Tamaya?
Never heard.
Yeah, me neither. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, is it like a local thing? But if they made it their way to Missouri, that's a nice stretch. Missouri to DC.
Hey.
I don't even know. I don't even know what Missouri is on the map, y'all. Let's put that on YouTube. I don't know where Missouri is located. If you give me the U.S. map, I'm just going to blindly touch it and just hope that I'm touching Missouri.
Kentucky, Alabama. It's in that area.
Nah, Alabama down here by Florida. Alabama touches Florida. Missouri touch Alabama?
Arkansas.
Nah, Arkansas.
I know where Arkansas is barely, but
it's like Alabama, Arkansas,
Kansas, the Midwest area.
Missouri is in like that middle there.
Missouri is a full rectangle state. It's just the shape of a rectangle.
No. Bro, just carry on, David. Take back over. Like,
see, look, Tiff don't know either. She said like the Midwest area. At least I think like nobody knows what Missouri. Hey, listen, if you guys are watching
Midwest,
can someone describe to me what Missouri is?
Right now,
I'm going down, baby. Don't you better like that's St. Louis, bro.
Illinois.
Yeah. So listen, I know St. Louis is in Missouri, but to me, St. Louis and Missouri.
Chicago, in the middle of Kansas.
Oh, Missouri is touching Kansas. Kansas City is in Missouri, ain't it?
Yeah. And there's a Kansas City, Kansas.
Right. But the Kansas City Chiefs are in Missouri, right?
Correct.
So Missouri had two teams at one time.
Correct.
That's good. That's interesting. For y'all to have two sports teams and still be an unknown state.
No, to you. You. Everybody else, I mean, St. Louis or Kansas City. And
you're just naming two cities. You're not even naming the state.
I know, but nobody's running through Missouri just like go touch all corn. We're not doing that.
Think about it. People say, "Oh, I want to go to DC."
Down there.
People want to go to DC. People want to go to Florida. People want to go to California. People want to go to St. Louis. They don't want to go to Missouri.
It's a business capital.
Because they're buying what? Land for the tornadoes? Like, what are they buying?
We don't have tornadoes like that. Oklahoma, dang.
That is not Oklahoma.
I don't understand what's happening. Like, what is
Missouri? It's the perfect.
That's Andrew.
No, that's Anthony.
Oh, I can't tell. I only see Snow
Anthony
White.
sticky head in the camera.
What's going on, Anthony? Hey, bring Snow White. Yeah, there she go. Hey, ma. Hey, where your shirt at?
Look,
shirt at?
How right? She's in a blanket. She probably
turn your light off because she's like
glowing. This is not a light. It's not a light like this. It's the sun. Like I can't.
You need to close the blinds because she is blinding me.
Yellow. You just Anthony, take my baby. She just come and get her.
But no, Missouri's not like in the perfect spot. They don't really get hurricanes.
We got a tornado warning in Cali today. So weird. Oh shoot.
Yeah, they just get weird weather. They don't get hurricanes. They don't really get tornadoes too much.
Now, one of the TikTok viewers said they got a tornado warning in Cali today. I ain't think tornadoes would hit Cali. If anything, they get hurricanes because of the
bro, God is coming back. There was a flood in California, bro. There was snow in California. Everything is happening in Hollywood right now. God is about to burn that
California. So California It's going through all the seasons.
Oh yeah, apparently.
They had a flood, they had an earthquake, they had a hurricane and a tornado warning. That's shit. That's a sign to get out of California. I know I was talking about
A
Missouri.
lot of people are.
Have
A
you
lot
ever
of
been to
people are, though.
Hollywood, bro?
Was it Hollywood? I'm not
Yeah.
sure what part of California, but hell, even if it was just the state, even if it was different parts of the state, to have literally every natural disaster happen within a year is like, hey, maybe I want to move to Missouri.
It's safer. It's safer. It is. I'm not gonna.
Nah, for real,
And
Missouri.
snow and hail. They had snow and hail. Look, they telling me on the live. Snow, hail,
Yeah,
a hurricane,
everything.
a tornado warning. Listen,
Bro. Fire, earthquake.
yeah, they do get fires.
tornado,
They do get fires out there.
hurricane.
Yeah, listen, if I'm a what do they call it? Californians? I'm not gonna move to Missouri because we're not gonna say that. I'm gonna move to St. Louis or I'm gonna move to Kansas City. I'm not moving to
Kansas
the
City is better though. For like a lot of black businesses are really thriving in Kansas City. So
there you go. Okay, so this section of the podcast is called "Get Out of California." Missouri. It's gonna be a quick 3-minute segment where we explain all the reasons why you should not live in California anymore and why you should move to Missouri. Take it away, Sean.
Yes.
that's it. So short list.
Hollywood is crazy. Them people out there do some crazy stuff. I've been out there. I've seen what they be doing in the clubs. It is not for the faint of heart.
Yes, still less extreme than Texas where I grew up. Yeah, see, I've only lived in DC and Florida. Like those are the only two states I've lived in, and Florida, obviously, hurricane season, but I'm in Central Florida where it's really just more rain than anything, not really much damage. Maryland, we don't really get much up there, right? I mean, we get all the seasons, but in terms of natural disasters, we don't.
We might get half a hurricane.
Yeah, like not even half. I'm talking about like a category 1. It's already dumbed down by the time it gets to us. Like, think about it. When was the last time anything ever happened to DC? When have you ever heard of a natural disaster happening to DC?
The storming of the Capitol.
But yeah, there you go. That was a controlled substance, though. That was a controlled substance, boy. That man said, "I'm not telling y'all to take it, but I'm also not telling y'all not to take it." And then he got off Twitter. I'm like, what? Then he logged out. He tried to do the mic drop, but on Twitter he was like, "Tweet out." I see y'all when it's over. Joe Biden ain't know what to do. Joe Biden just sitting up there like, I think we'll be okay. Joe Biden said something the other day. Oh my God, y'all, made me laugh so bad because he was trying to say a word and he just didn't care. He was like, "We're putting in the and everything's gonna be okay." I swear he made some shit up on the spot. Like he couldn't read it and was like, I was like, am I tripping? But I was watching it live, so it wasn't like a YouTube edit or a TikTok, somebody edited. He literally said that on live TV. And I was like, okay, well.
We all have moments like that. Like I don't think
we don't have moments. We have like when I was trying to say innovative, and I kept on saying innovative. At least you can see me trying to say the word, and then I say the word. He literally said, like, what? What are you? What's happening right now? What are we doing?
Rewind that real quick. That's funny.
Let's get back. Tamara, you almost done, right? What you got, like 2 more?
Yeah. So
yeah.
Right.
I'm coming back to
look, y'all do her all. Look, I'm doing fine. I'm asking questions. Now y'all talk about stuff that
Tamara started working. She was on her laptop on her iPad. On her iPad that KP's too old enough to know about. I don't know what an iPad is, so she called me an old man before I hit the live button, y'all. Y'all don't know about that.
It's a mini. It's iPad mini.
KP, I know you own AARP or AARP or whatever. Have you got your benefits?
You're older than me though. Like you talking about I'm old. She's older than me.
And
We're not talking
I'm the
about Shanice, and
favorite.
So if I'm on AARP, then mean she in a retirement home already. She been
I
there
am.
for
I
years.
am.
You know what I'm saying? Snow White gonna be visiting her like, Mom, did you eat today? Did you eat today?
Leave me alone. Tamaya asked the question just before I have to
Okay,
go to
okay.
Florida real quick.
Yeah, I got an urgent care appointment at 11:30.
Right.
Okay. All right. So, what are some strategies for dealing with food cravings and overeating?
So like I was just saying, I gotta have that self-control. So if you're overeating, 9 times out of 10, I mean, it could be healthy overeating, but ain't no such thing as that. So if you're overeating, try to eat more filling meals. Drink more water. 9 times out of 10, if you're overeating, that means you're not drinking water because I say water fills you up to the point where you don't need to eat.
Mhm.
So just try supplementing some of those foods with water. Um, and then you said overeating, and what was the other one?
Food cravings.
Oh, food cravings. I struggle with food cravings my own self a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You get that craving, you just, you know what I'm saying? You just gotta go get it.
You
You know what
get
I'm
you
saying?
gave the answer though. I mean, I can answer for him. It's water, really. Like
Nah, yeah.
what I started doing, and Jazz helped me with this. When I wanted to lose weight, I drink a whole bottle of water before I eat, and I started to notice I'm eating way less. So like before, when I would just eat naturally, I could eat like 4 slices of pizza, like large slices of pizza, and be like, damn, I might want to go back for a fifth. But now that
Yeah.
I started drinking a whole bottle of water, I'll barely eat 2 slices of pizza. And I'm like, damn, I feel like I'm full. Like I'll get halfway through the second slice, and I'm like asking the kids if they want the rest of it. And I'm like, dang, you all right, Dad? Like, you usually eat half the pizza. And I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't know, I'm not full. Or when I want snacks or anything like that, instead I just get a bottle of water. Water's not gonna always suffice because you do need food in you. But those little cravings throughout the day, instead of going to grab a Pop-Tart or going to grab some fruit snacks, I'll get a water. If it holds me down, I'm good. If it doesn't hold me down, then I know, okay, I really need to eat food because water's not helping anymore. That means I'm hungry.
Right.
Go eat some food.
Right. Go eat some real food. But trying to if the cravings are like, because I know some people crave like nuts and pulse and things like that, which is not necessarily bad cravings, but we're mainly talking about the people who like want some ice cream all the time, or something fatty, just want to eat bacon all day and stuff like that. That's my craving. So so things like that you want to try and stray away from. And this is something I had to go to the emergency room because I tried to quit this cold turkey. Hey, if Pepsi can see this, can we do promo? But anyway,
Can we do promo? This is our show. What you talking about? Hey,
but nah, I literally, so one time I was working at a hospital and I was drinking Pepsis on lunch, and they was like, "You really need to stop. You really need to stop." So I tried to go 1 week with no Pepsis. It put me in the hospital. I had not caffeine depression, but withdrawals.
Yeah.
And yeah, I had so it come to find out I can't just quit this. I have to, like, if I like drink Pepsi, it has to be like one a day type of thing, or and then I gotta take like BC powders to supplement, just to get that bit of caffeine because I've been drinking Pepsis that much
is
for
it
that long.
is it a way to like slowly can you like have your intake or like slowly wean yourself off of it?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. For me, somebody like me, I was drinking maybe like 3, 4 a day, whether it be
I
cans,
remember. I remember
yeah,
we used to go to Vegas
ounces.
and he would stay, and I used to be like, bro, I just saw you crush a Pepsi. How do you have a brand new can of Pepsi? Thinking like, did he not drink it? Like I used to be wondering that, and now it makes sense. You literally just always go get a new one.
Yeah. So what I had to start doing because I get headaches. I get migraines from the lack of it. So what I have to do is take BC powders, which is basically just caffeine, is what it is. And then there's like caffeine pills that I have to take to supplement if I were to try and wean myself off. But I just said forget it.
All right.
Just say, hey, look, man. Sometimes people just need stuff to survive, and this is just the thing that I need.
I've never heard of someone needing caffeine to survive, but I'm gonna give you a pass.
It doesn't have to be in the form of Pepsi,
Mhm.
but you definitely need caffeine to survive. But it just doesn't have to be a Pepsi. I just choose for mine to be Pepsi.
And some people call it Starbucks.
Yeah, exactly.
Some
That's
people
me.
call it Starbucks.
So I mean, it's in different
See,
forms. Like people are real life addicted to caffeine. Like it's in a lot of stuff, but like people will. I'm not spending my last month. I'm not spending nothing at Starbucks to begin with, but I'm definitely not breaking the bank to do it. And people go there religiously. Every time I go to Target, there's a Starbucks in Target, but there is a line that gotta be a mile or two long because people are waiting to get a fix. Like that's a drug.
yeah, it is. It definitely is. And they put it in our drugs.
Mhm.
The perks and things like all that stuff. You look at the ingredients, a lot of them have caffeine.
Mhm.
It's one of the most addictive things in the world.
Man. Legally.
People, right? Coffee, prime example, loaded with caffeine.
Mhm.
You got most of your prominent sodas like Coke and Pepsi, the highest selling ones all got caffeine.
Mhm.
So I mean, the opioids, caffeine is.
Man.
So yeah, you ain't lying, bro. It definitely can kill you. Too much of anything can kill you though. But I have started drinking more water. So I just try to not flush, but because I was drinking no water, KP. Like, I was in, like, water was not in my diet.
That's terrible. And he's a chef, everybody. Professional.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can cook for you, but you're going to have to drink what you want to drink on your own time.
It literally took me, like, I had to, like, during this time in the hospital, I had to get a spinal tap. I had to go get an MRA, all that, just to find out that I had a little bit of brain trauma and that I was dependent on caffeine.
Oh wow.
Hey, but this is a learning experience and a life lesson for y'all, man. This is not a want. We are human beings. You literally need this in your system.
Yeah, you need water,
like,
man.
It's no joke. Why do y'all think every Wednesday, even if I'm not talking, I'm crushing about 3-4 bottles of water because I need, I mean, I like water, so for me it's different.
Yeah.
But yeah, you see the ladies, everybody, Shanice just had a fucking 1 liter bottle. Jazz got 1 liter bottle. She working, so it's like having your water is in the
Hey, hold up. I got some water in the house. I just wasn't. Hold up.
He about to come out with a Pepsi logo water bottle and be like, it's the only way to get through the day. I gotta trick my brain to think I'm drinking Pepsi.
Hey, I ain't coming back with a Pepsi label water. They just little as shit.
He brought his kids water bottles. That's how you know he don't really care for water like that.
Yeah, I drink my kids' water.
That's okay.
All right, Tamai, that was it.
Hey, but KB, no, before that day, I wasn't even drinking this.
That's terrible.
I know.
That's an improvement, though. I mean, it's a little improvement, but it's still an improvement.
Yeah, I cared about my life. I didn't want to die.
Exactly.
Tamaya, was that it?
Yeah, we good.
All right, cool. Look, bro, appreciate you. Hell, I'm gonna be down there. I'm gonna be down there in April. I think April 8th before the event. So I tell you, I'm gonna probably call you right after we end the podcast anyway. So appreciate you for having us come on. I mean, I said having us. Jesus Christ, I appreciate you for coming on the show.
Thank you all for
spitting the game about being a chef and how you grew your business and how you did all the things. Last thing is the people that are local. David is in the DMV area. How do the local people reach out to you? I mean, I put your TikTok handle down there, but how do they reach out to you for like, if they trying to get you to cater to an event or something?
So I have my social media. Instagram is called Soulful _selections.
Hold on.
You have that
_selection.
Yeah, Soulful has 2 L's.
Gotcha.
So we got Soulful underscore selections. I think they added another underscore at the end of it, but it'll come up if you just put that in. And then I have the other one. So then, like I said, I also have a podcast. That's my humble opinion. Then my normal IG page. But if you want to place an order, that's the main place to go. You just go there. You, I guess you can. Well, I guess you can email me. It's the information is all on my IG. I don't like giving my. I was about to give my number out, but I don't like giving my number out. It's 2023.
And this is something that Shanice can help you with, but we're gonna work on your business structure so that way you can get a business number to give out to people. It's
Correct.
cool. But I know where you at in terms of what your business is, but once we get the lawyer stuff situated, we'll help you get you structured. So for now, leave your personal number off because this going on YouTube, and if you say it,
Yeah, no, I ain't say
yeah,
it. I and it's not on my page. My email is on my Soulful Selections. You'll see it. It's my email. So you can email me or you could just DM me. Either way.
Excuse me. Cool. Let me in TikTok. Appreciate you, bro. I'm gonna end it real quick.